makes chess.
I know how great Joker is. He sees plays before they happen.
I haven't seen anything like him.
He just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court.
You can't shut it down, you can't scheme it away, and right now, you seriously can't even slow it. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are going wild at the exact same time, and the whole league looks like it's scrambling for answers. One is a 3-time MVP who somehow upgrades his game like it's software, and the other is turning into a first-time All-Star right in front of everybody. And when these two link up, they're running the most unfair two-man combo in the entire NBA. If the story sounds familiar, this version hits way harder. Jokic being consistently amazing almost feels disrespectful to say out loud because he makes impossible stuff look normal. He's elite every year, barely misses games, barely shows weakness, and fans get numb to how insane that really is. People should be locked in on this moment because players like Jokic don't come around twice. This is once-in-a-lifetime type greatness. Just look at what he's stacked up. He's in the middle of a 5-year run featuring an NBA championship, 3 MVPs, an MVP runner-up season where he probably only lost because voters got tired of putting his name on the ballot, and a year where a rival basically pushed themselves to the limit trying to outshine him. Yes, Joel Embiid, we all remember how that played out. And then last year, Jokic missed out on another Michael Jordan-style trophy to a legit superstar like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who absolutely earned his moment and kept the whole race classy.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that is 21-1, the reigning MVP, the Finals MVP, all that stuff. He just had one of the best 6-week stretches of his career. He did not win Western Conference Player of the Month, and I agree. I agree that it was Jokic, because Jokic was so amazing that he even overcame that.
And still, Jokic found a way to level up again. He's leading the entire league in assists. As a center, that's wild. He's putting up the best effective field goal percentage and the best three-point percentage of his whole career, just casual dominance like it's nothing. And he's finishing over 70% of his two-pointers, even though half the time he's hitting those soft floaters and goofy-looking touch shots that seem like trick attempts. But they keep dropping clean, over and over, like he's bending physics for fun. This dude is different, and if you're loving this breakdown, hit that subscribe button for more crazy NBA stories. What makes this whole situation even scarier for the NBA is that Jokic isn't cooking by himself. Denver's got another engine roaring right next to him. Jamal Murray pulled up this season looking sharper, quicker, and locked in like he had something to prove. People used to call him a slow starter, saying he always needed time to warm up after the offseason. And yeah, he took heat for injuries and some inconsistent stretches. Fair criticism at the time, but right now, he's flipping that whole story on its head. This version of Murray looks polished, calm under pressure, and straight up dangerous. He's already a franchise legend for what he did in 2023, and that status isn't going anywhere. Ever since that title run, Denver basically moves with Murray's rhythm, and everyone around the league knows the deal. After a summer full of non-stop pickup battles, mixing it up with the young guys and the seasoned Denver vets, Murray rolled into preseason looking like a man on a mission. And he carried that same fire straight into the regular season, making people pay attention real fast.
Damn good. It's not fair. And, you know, he's so funny. I love the guy. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way. But talk about skills and anticipation and decisions. He's fantastic. Great hands. Scores in every which way. Involves all his teammates. So, you know, he's the head of the snake for sure.
At 28, the point guard looks fully recharged, and that spark is exactly what the Nuggets need if they want another deep run into June. This is Murray's 4th year removed from that torn ACL that robbed him of 2 straight playoff runs right as he was entering his prime, and for the first time since then, he finally had a clean runway to prepare. Back in 2022, he was still fighting through rehab. In 2023, he was recovering from a championship run with barely any offseason. And in 2024, he dealt with little nagging injuries while trying to get ready for the Paris Olympics. 3 summers, 3 setbacks, and the pattern was clear. Before Christmas, Murray averaged 18.8 points and 5.8 assists on 44% shooting, while missing 27% of Denver's games, a big chunk for a core star. But once Christmas passed, you'd always see the shift. His missed games dropped to 19%, and his numbers jumped to 22 points and 6.4 assists on 48% shooting. So far, Murray is dropping career highs in points, boards, and assists, and he looks stronger, smoother, and more confident than anything he's shown in almost a decade. He's hitting his best percentage on twos, firing up more threes than ever, and doing it with a calm efficiency that screams, "Yeah, I'm built for this." At this point in his career, he's become everything Denver could have asked for, and way more. He pulled up to camp healthy, laser-focused, and ready to grind, stepping deeper into that leadership role while promising himself a real career year instead of taking months to shake the rust off like past seasons. And this time, he's delivering from day one. He's pushing out one of the strongest starts of his whole career. And of course, the Nuggets look just as locked in right beside him. And it's not just the stats. The dude is still ice cold when the game gets tight.
We're not paying attention to Jokic enough. And then that night he drops 55 on the Clippers. And right now he is 100% in the averaging a triple-double for the season, with shooting almost 62% from the floor. It's insane.
Denver fans have spent years worshiping playoff Murray, the version of him that turns into a closer with nerves of steel and finishes games like he's walking to the store. But this season, that version didn't wait for April. He clocked in immediately. Murray is leading Denver in fourth quarter scoring and putting up wild 50, 50, 80 shooting splits in the final period, which is almost unheard of for a perimeter scorer. He's their closer, their sniper from deep, and a huge reason Denver is off to its hottest start in nearly 40 years. At 28, Murray might be the best player in the entire league who still hasn't made an all-star team, a crazy tag for someone with playoff moments that fans still replay like legends. His regular seasons have been solid, his postseason runs have been flat-out iconic, yet the all-star nod kept slipping away every year. But this season, this might be the one that finally flips the whole script if he keeps hooping like this. He finally deserves real recognition, and the all-star noise around him is about to get way louder if he keeps moving like this. Murray looks slim, quick, crafty, and way more comfortable in October and November than we've seen in years. He's straight cooking out there. Everybody knows the version of Murray who shows up when the lights get bright and the pressure hits, but this early season takeover, this is a whole new level. Denver barely ever got this version from the jump in past seasons, and with Christian Braun already out, plus Aaron Gordon now missing time, even more of the offensive weight is shifting onto Jokic and Murray. And if Murray keeps this pace while stacking wins, those calls for his long overdue first all-star spot right next to his MVP teammate are going to get louder, heavier, and impossible to ignore. And honestly, he earned that love fully.
Past Wilt Chamberlain tonight, most triple-doubles by a center. Congrats on that one, too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
Where is
Wow.
Shaq in that? Is Shaq in that list?
No, because I never passed, big honey.
The wild part, Murray's impact goes way deeper than the counting stats. According to Cleaning the Glass, he's creating more of his own offense than ever. A career-high 66% of his buckets are unassisted, a big jump from his previous best of 58%. Even with that heavier on-ball load, he's thriving like he's back in some effortless rhythm where everything flows clean. The way he shifts speeds, pumps the brakes, and changes direction gives him sideways and vertical space that defenders flat out cannot cover. He's getting smooth pull-ups, carving out lanes, and making angles appear out of nowhere. He looks bouncy, fresh, and sharper than he has in years. Murray has always been a tough shot maker. That's why he became a playoff legend in Denver. But this season, he's not just hitting the tough ones. He's actually getting easier looks off the dribble, too. He's shooting a career-high 53.3% on two-pointers and 49.1% on pull-up twos, another personal best. And per Data Ball's breakdown, isolations, pick and rolls, post-ups, all of it, he's rocking a career-high 59.6% true shooting, 7 points above league average. And he's doing that while carrying the biggest on-ball workload of his entire career. Murray is putting up 14.6 creation true shooting attempts per 100 possessions, ranking 9th in the whole league. Wild numbers for a guard who used to get labeled inconsistent. His handle has always been a weapon, letting him glide, hop, twist, and slither into dangerous spots. But now he's pairing it with a cleaner pull-up package and a way more explosive driving game. Defenders are already struggling to stay attached through his pivots, spins, hesitations, and those sudden stop and pop jumpers that hit like a punchline. He's averaging 11.3 drives per game, easily the most on the Nuggets, with Nikola Jokic way behind at just 3.3. And even though Denver doesn't isolate much, Murray still ranks in the 91st percentile in efficiency. When he does, that's elite work. Every bit of that takes pressure off Jokic, giving him breathing room Denver hasn't always had. And if Murray keeps carrying this chunk of the load, giving Denver another high-level creator, he's going to force the entire league to rethink how they defend Denver's two-man nightmare. And that nightmare doesn't fully hit until you see what's happening on the other side of the partnership. Nikola Jokic is opening this season with what might be the strongest start of his entire career. This man already has 3 MVPs and 2 runner-up finishes in the last 5 seasons, so the idea that he might be leveling up again in 2025 to 26 is something nobody should brush off. We've seen Jokic casually drop triple-doubles like warm-ups. We've seen him average a triple-double for a whole season. We've seen him lead his squad in points, boards, and assists during a playoff run, basically checking every ridiculous statistical box you can throw at a superstar.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. I felt like all of those shots felt like they was easy shots, you know, and he just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up, you know, fluster him, he's strong, he can make every shot. I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in, you know,
But what he's doing this year isn't some big reinvention. This is Jokic stepping into a refinement era, a dangerous, polished evolution. His decision-making under pressure looks smoother. He's using his size and strength with more purpose. He's cutting out the emotional slip-ups. And he's playing with a level of consistency that feels almost surgical. He's not trying to become someone new. He's sharpening the exact things that made him unstoppable in the first place. And that's what makes this version even more terrifying for defenses trying to decode him. Jokic is putting up 29.6 points, 12.6 rebounds, and 11 assists, leading the league in both boards and assists while shooting a wild 70% on twos and 44% from 3. He already has triple-doubles in more than half his games, and he's keeping Denver near the top of the West like it's just another day at the office. What makes this stretch even crazier is the fact that Jokic has never led the league in a major counting stat for a full season. And right now, he's sitting at the top of both the rebounding and assist leaderboards, putting him on the edge of something the NBA has literally never seen. No player has ever finished a season leading the league in rebounds and assists in different years, let alone doing both at the same time. But that's exactly the pace Jokic is on right now. He's flirted with this before. Second in assists and third in rebounds in 2024 to 2025, and second in rebounds and third in assists in 2022 to 2023. But this year, he's stepping into a level only legends even sniffed. The last guy who came close to this kind of statistical crossover was Wilt Chamberlain back in 1967 to 68, when he won the rebounding title but finished second in assists per game. Wilt actually led the league in total assists because he played all 82 games, but Oscar Robertson had the higher average. Even with that historical footnote, what Jokic is doing right now stands on its own island. The blend of control, efficiency, and volume he's delivering is something no center in league history has ever put together. It's out of this world. Heading into Thanksgiving break, Denver had dropped 2 home games, but on the road, they looked ice cold and fearless, grabbing their 6th straight win with a 125-115 victory over Memphis. Jamal Murray went off for 29 points and 8 assists, while Nikola Jokic casually dropped his 10th triple-double, 17 points, 16 assists, and 10 rebounds. Memphis threw their whole defensive game plan at him, trying to slow him down with Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun both sidelined. But Murray stepped up and carried an even bigger offensive load. Denver even switched up their usual rotation, using Cam Johnson to anchor the bench unit, and it kept the whole squad steady while Jokic and Murray handled business. Coach David Adelman trusted that rotation for a longer stretch, but once the fourth quarter hit and Murray checked back in, the whole vibe flipped fast. He opened with a deep, off-balance 3, then started slicing up Memphis's traps with sharper reads and quicker decisions, something Adelman praised right after the game. He followed it with 2 slick dimes to stretch the lead to 13, including a clean behind-the-back pass to Zeke Naji for a wide-open 3. Memphis tried to punch back with a 10-0 run while Murray rested, but the second he stepped back on the floor, he shut the door with 2 clutch threes that pushed the lead back to 9. Murray finished with 29 points, 8 assists, and 6 threes, barely turning it over. Smooth, calm, and totally in control. And even on a quieter scoring night, Jokic still had the crowd shocked with classic creativity. Inside the final minute, he spun away from Cam Spencer's swipe and fired a behind-the-back bounce pass with his offhand to Peyton Watson for the game-sealing layup.
I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. There's certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well. And he's one of them, where you are always off balance when you guard a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that.
Seconds later, he hit Murray for a slam that locked everything in. When the game gets tight, Jokic and Murray don't just stay calm, they take command. As Coach Adelman said afterward, we always trust those two in the clutch, and the numbers back it up every single time. Every win, every big run, every late game takeover, it always starts with Jokic and Murray. They drive the best offense in the entire NBA at 123.9 points per 100 possessions, while the defense sits 15th, still in the upper half of the league and less than 1.5 points from cracking the top 10. And that defensive ranking is only going up once two of their best defenders, Braun and Gordon, get fully healthy again. The NBA doesn't just have a Jokic problem or a Murray problem. The whole league has a chemistry problem, a consistency problem, a championship level problem. Because when these two are healthy, locked in, and blocking out all the noise, the Nuggets aren't just contenders. They're the standard. You can't create a scheme for trust. You can't game plan your way out of real chemistry. And that's the Jokic-Murray difference. The league keeps trying to solve it, and it keeps blowing up their scouting reports. So what do you think about this wild stretch from Jokic and Murray? Does this version of Denver feel unstoppable? Or do you see cracks other teams can actually attack? And which moments from this run stood out the most to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I actually want to hear what you think about all this. I appreciate every take you throw in here for real. If you vibed with the breakdown, hit that like button, share it around, and don't forget to subscribe because there's a lot more fire coming your way. There's plenty of heat already waiting on the channel, so tap into another video and keep the energy rolling. Don't sleep on it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.